What's up, my peoples? We are back once again with another episode of Not Your Average Wrestling Podcast, hosted by your boy, the Wildcat, Jay Troy. And we're on episode 5 already, man. I've been doing this for about a month and some change. You know, it's good. I'm feeling more confident with myself. If you go back to that first episode, I was a little shaky. I didn't know if I can do it. But you know what? As the episodes keep increasing, I get more confident within myself, you know? And I just love this. I love the feedback that I did get from my listeners from watching, from listening to the show. And I'm excited and I'm happy that people are actually liking what I have to say about the pro wrestling business. You know, a lot of people catch, heat for what they say, giving their opinions about wrestling, but I just get nothing but positive feedback. So the people that listen to this podcast, thank you so much. I appreciate you just giving whatever amount of time to me and listening, regardless if you're listening to the clips I put on Instagram and Facebook, or the whole show, or just bits and pieces of the show. I appreciate everybody who listens to the show. And you know what? I'm gonna stop getting all sentimental and get on to this. And I would like to actually start off with some breaking news that I found out. So it appears that WWE's Titan Towers are gonna be sold. The original headquarters for the WWE that's been there for 3 decades is moving. And no, actually they're not moving it. It's being sold, and WWE is getting another headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut. So they're staying within the same area, but they're looking to find another headquarters for more space. They're running out of space, and WWE, they're continuing to expand. They're trying to continue to grow, and with the Titan Towers now, they need a little bit more space. And the move is supposed to happen in 2021. So that's pretty soon. That's 2 years. So WWE headquarters is going to be somewhere different. That's somewhat sad to me, because whenever I would drive to Connecticut with my mom and everything, I will always see it along the highway. I always see the WWE symbol on the Titan Towers, and it was just always like, yo, Ma, I want to go there one day. I just want to go in there, and that's always been a part of my bucket list. And I want to go there. Before they move to these new headquarters, I really want to go to the original Titan Towers. I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to make that happen. So, yeah, that's some quick news on the WWE Titan Towers. But we had a lot of things to get into with what happened on WWE this week. Raw and SmackDown. We got Tommaso Ciampa, who went surgery successfully. And, he just tweeted out that just saying, a part of him died when he lost his championship. 237 days as NXT champion, and you can tell that he was having the time of his life. Tommaso Ciampa was really hitting his stride, and this injury just took him out. And Tommaso Ciampa, he's one of the best wrestlers out today. It's just a shame that he has to be sidelined for about a year due to these neck issues. So I wish, and everybody else wishes Tommaso Ciampa a speedy recovery, and hopefully he comes back better than ever on the main roster, back to kicking ass like he usually does. So, Raw and SmackDown. We're on the road to WrestleMania, and they did a lot of building this week. Of course, a lot of things that I like, and of course, there were some things that I did not like. Okay? So let's start out with Monday Night Raw. So, Monday Night Raw opens up with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. The usual thing. Brock comes out there. He hops back and forth like he has doodle up his butt. He hops, he does his thing. He does his little taunt with his arms. He stands there, looks stupid in the camera. Paul Heyman gives his Paul Heyman-esque promo like he always does. Brock is gonna do this. You're gonna get victimized. You're gonna get conquered. You're gonna do all this. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, he gives his Paul Heyman-esque promo like he does, but this time he was talking about Seth Rollins, okay? So talk about Seth Rollins, talking about what Seth Rollins has done, the typical Paul Heyman-esque stuff. I mean, I don't really have to elaborate too much on this. If you've seen one Paul Heyman promo these days, you have seen them all. They're pretty much the same thing. Paul Heyman's good on the mic, but it's the same promo over and over, like I said, the first episode. So he talks about Seth. Then out comes Drew McIntyre. So Drew McIntyre actually comes out. Who's actually, wait a minute, hold on before I get into that. Paul Heyman did praise Drew McIntyre and basically just called him a star. That's not his exact words, but he basically called him a star. And of course, he's not on the same caliber as Brock Lesnar, but Drew McIntyre is pretty much a star. So Drew McIntyre comes out and he starts talking trash about what he did. He dismantled the Shield last week. Well, 2/3 of the Shield, and he's going to finish it tonight. So he comes out, talks trash about Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins comes out with a steel chair, hits Drew McIntyre in the back, and just relentlessly, bam, 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 hitting him with the chair, up and down, up and down. It was looking like Drew McIntyre was humping the ground. It was kind of funny because you got this visual of I seen this video of somebody, I don't know if it was the Brock Lesnar guy who was in attendance. Somebody took a video of Drew McIntyre getting hit, but it was the other side of the TV, the TV camera that they shown. And you saw the cameraman going up and down as Drew McIntyre was getting hit with this chair by Seth Rollins. It was hilarious. Kudos to the cameraman. He put, people like that should get a lot of praise, because if it wasn't for him, you probably wouldn't have felt the effects of Seth Rollins hitting those chairs on Drew McIntyre. The guy was going up and down, literally. The same motion as Seth Rollins, the same speed, everything. He was on point with Seth Rollins going up and down. It's a hilarious sight to watch, besides seeing Drew McIntyre hump the floor up and down, up and down, up and down. So after Drew McIntyre is done, they got rid of him, Seth Rollins proceeds to go to the ring. And boy, have times has changed. Because you remember the night after WrestleMania when Brock Lesnar got, when he lost, when Seth Rollins cashed in at WrestleMania 31, he cashed in his briefcase, and that night after, Brock Lesnar came out and Seth Rollins was in the ring with the title. Seth Rollins ran and everything. He ran with the title and caused Brock Lesnar beat up everybody. But this time, it was in reverse. Seth Rollins has the chair. He's walking towards the ring. Brock Lesnar's in the ring with the title, and Brock Lesnar retreats. Boy, times has changed within 4 years. A lot can change. 4 years ago, it was Seth Rollins running out the ring. This week, it was Brock Lesnar running out the ring. And that, of course, that just builds suspense, to when they're finally going to have their brawl or whatever. They got to have a brawl or something. Maybe they're saving that for the go-home show, but I think these two need to have a little quick brawl to tease us for Mania. And that was pretty much it for the first segment. And Brock runs. But that's not the last time we'll see Brock Lesnar off Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins had a match with Drew McIntyre later in the night. So we move on to a match between Lashley and Lio Rush versus Finn Balor and a mystery opponent, a mystery partner who turned out to be Braun Strowman. Now, here's the thing. Michael Cole spoiled this whole thing before the show went on commercial break. He spoiled it because, Lashley and Leo came out, Finn came out, then Michael Cole was like, there will be a monstrous tag team match coming up next. So I was like, well, that's a dead giveaway. We already know Braun Strowman's coming out. Not like they got any WrestleMania plans for him, which is criminal. It is criminal what they're doing with Braun Strowman. They'll get to that after this match. So they had the match. Of course, Leo was looking great in this match. Lashley was looking all right. Finn Balor was doing his thing. Braun Strowman, he's doing his thing. I mean, God, it's just a shame because a few years ago, Braun Strowman was like my number one guy. And boy, he has moved down on that totem pole. Braun Strowman was like number one. I'll put Braun Strowman as like my number 9, number 8 now. He has moved so much down my totem pole. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's just, I don't know. So anyway, as far as this match, it ends with Leo being absolutely dismantled by Braun Strowman. That was the highlight of this entire match because Lashley tags in Leo. The Braun gets tagged in. And no, Leo was already in the ring, and I think Lashley was like down. So Braun Strowman picks up Leo and just starts tossing him all over the freaking ring. That was actually the highlight of the match. And of course, Lashley getting bulldozed into the WWE universe, like Michael Cole likes to say, to the WWE universe. And yeah, it just ends with actually there was a moment where Lio Rush hits his finishing frog splash on Braun Strowman, but of course that wasn't enough for the Monster Among Men. Lio Rush did it, and when he went for the pin, Braun flung Leo across to the other side of the ring, destroyed them, slammed them, 1, 2, 3. Now, 2 things coming from this. I want to first talk about Braun Strowman. It appears that he is in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Oh my God. I'm excited. Not. This is the best you got for the Monster Among Men. This is the best you got for Braun Strowman. Just picture where Braun Strowman was at last year. I mean, he won the tag team titles with a 10-year-old named Nicholas, but Braun Strowman was still, he was still looking somewhat strong. Now it just appears that they gave up. Maybe when they do the shakeup, and hopefully he goes over to SmackDown, that Braun Strowman gets that fire back, because Braun Strowman, he needs that fire back. He needs to get a championship run. A good one. You know, he's long overdue for a world title run or any form of a title, anything. You know, it's a shame that his only title is with a 10-year-old named Nicholas, and he gave it up the next night on Raw. You know, so he's in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I honestly don't think he's gonna win, to be honest. I don't think he's gonna win. I don't think Braun Strowman's gonna win. I have my predictions in 2 weeks on like who I feel is gonna win that match. I predicted it right last year with Matt Hardy, but I don't think Braun Strowman is going to win. So that moves on to his partner in this match, Finn Balor. So Finn Balor, I don't know, he might have his IC title rematch, or is the IC title going to get the multi-man match? It appears that the IC title, they don't have any plans for that championship. I don't know where they're going to go. Now, there's rumors of the Demon returning. You know, it's always good to see the Demon, but I feel like not under this circumstance, you know, seeing the Demon at WrestleMania. I feel like if we're going to see the Demon, let it be a WrestleMania caliber match. Let it be the Demon versus the Dead Man. That's WrestleMania right there. That's who I want to see the Demon go against. Either they're going to do the Demon versus Lashley, or they're going to do the multi-man ladder match. Because I feel like the ladder match is going to get in there somehow. They already established the United States Championship match. That's not getting a multi-man match. I think if they don't bring out the Demon, I feel like Finn Balor in some way is going to be inserted into the IC title match at WrestleMania. But I think it's going to get the multi-man ladder match. I don't know, but we shall see. But if it's Finn Balor versus Lashley, you know they're pulling out the Demon. And I feel like it's a shame. You're going to waste the Demon on Lashley? I mean, there's no shade to Lashley, but I feel like the way that they booked Lashley, it's not a real reason to pull out the Demon. It's not. You know? So I don't know. I have more on that when we get our WrestleMania plans more concrete as far as this IC title. But those are my 2 predictions on where the match is going to go with that championship. Okay? So we have Ronda Rousey, who's arriving with her husband, Travis Brown, and she appears to be mad. She's upset. She's angry. Ronda Rousey is angry. Why are you angry holding hands? You can't be angry holding hands. You know, it's funny. You know, she comes in, and you know she was fined, of course, last week for her hitting the referee, and John Cone comes up to Ronda along with the security and the referees saying that, you know, we can't basically have that what you did last week. You was fined an undisclosed amount, which was so funny. It sounded so scripted as he was saying it. You was fined an undisclosed amount. Okay, whatever. Just say you was fined an undisclosed amount. It was just so funny to me. But anyway, Ronda just brushes them off and just walks in the arena, just brushes them off. The next segment is a moment of bliss. We have a moment of bliss segment, and we have her special guest was Elias. So Elias comes out there talking, and we get a conga line with heavy machinery. You know, the comedic acts. The new Santino Morelos of the WWE is Heavy Machinery. And I felt like Heavy Machinery can be an act taken seriously, but I feel like WWE, I feel like they're not going to go but for so far because they just look at them as the modern day bushwhackers, to be honest. And it's a shame because I like Otis, I like Tucker, I like their act in NXT. I like that. I feel like they can be a credible threat if taken seriously. Otis definitely has, both of them has the size, you know. Otis just always steals the show whenever they come out, but no shade to, you know, Tucker Knight. I think he's all right. So, but the story of this whole thing was No Way Jose getting revenge from last week. So last week when Elias got interrupted, he was interrupted by No Way Jose doing the whole conga line, No Way Jose, all that hoorah, hoorah. And he hits the base, Elias hits a baseball slide on Homeboy, takes him out. So this week, No Way Jose got revenge on Elias. He attacks him from behind. He was dressed up as one of the members from his own conga line, and they go have a match. No Way Jose. I would like to talk about No Way Jose. You know, I figured when he was going to come to the main roster, I felt that he was not going to be as taken seriously. I didn't expect that from Vince. But godly, man, it's not even he's worse than how they treated Adam Rose. Like, at least Adam Rose got a few victories. He was undefeated at one point, and then they just started beating him every week. But it's now with this green hair, it just looks like he just looks more of a bigger joke because he's this big, dark-skinned dude with this green hair. I mean, like, I don't know, man. I get it. He's trying to get more in tune with his character, but I don't like the green hair. No Way Jose it just makes him look more of a clown, in my opinion. I just feel like No Way Jose with his old hair, you know, is a little bit more intimidating. But they had this match. Elias makes quick work of No Way Jose, and then that's it. No Way Jose gets taken out. Elias continues to build more steam heading into WrestleMania. And I do believe he's the musical act of WrestleMania. That's what I think I heard. And if that's the case, I think that's a great thing because out with Flo Rida, out with Pitbull, out with all these other people, give it to a superstar. I feel like R-Truth one day should perform with WrestleMania. That's R-Truth WrestleMania's goal right there. That's his goal. He wants to perform for WrestleMania. And I say give it to this man. He doesn't want a main event match. I mean, it would be cool to see R-Truth showcasing one of these high-profile matches, you know, taken more seriously. Not in the main event, but like in a good match because R-Truth can still go. If taken seriously, if R-Truth was given a more serious character, that boy can shine. But I say, hey, if one of these superstars want to perform during WrestleMania, I say give it to him. I say do it. You know, JoJo wanted to sing the national anthem one year, but instead they gave it to Fifth Harmony. You know, I was not a fan of that. I say give it to these superstars. Hopefully R-Truth get it one day and we see R-Truth perform for WrestleMania. But this year, it's looking like Elias is going to be the musical act. Maybe he's going to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I do see Elias potentially winning. So we move on to, we have Kurt Angle and Chad Gable. Kurt Angle and Chad Gable match. And this match, if it was a few years ago, I feel like it would have been way much more better. But of course, Kurt Angle, he's older now. You know, he can't go. He can't move. You can tell Chad Gable had to slow down a little bit because Chad Gable can fly around that ring. Chad Gable needs a single run. I feel like he can do it. Chad Gable. And I've been saying this for a while. I've been the advocate for this man. This boy can go. He needs that single run. And him versus Kurt Angle, I mean, of course, I'm glad that they did it, though, because Chad Gable's, one of his heroes was Kurt Angle. You know, looking up, back in the day, one of his wrestling role models was Kurt Angle. And you can definitely see where it inspires his singlet, his outfit, he does the ankle lock, does the moonsault like Kurt. So you can see the similarities in Kurt Angle and Chad Gable. I felt like Chad Gable should have been Kurt Angle's son, not Jason Jordan. But that's here nor there. But I'm glad we did get this match. But, Kurt, it just showed that this match that Kurt, man, although it's going to be hard to see him go, it is time. it's slow. He's slow. He's older, and it's just gonna be a sad moment. And so that moves on to Kurt Angle won the match with the ankle lock, and that was it. So kudos for both men for that match. That I'm glad that we got. So Kurt Angle's opponent for WrestleMania. I couldn't wait to get into this. Now, everybody that knows me knows how much of a fan of Baron Corbin that I am. I love Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin's my guy. But I'm not going to be a biased fan. I'm not going to be just because it's Baron Corbin. I played around on social media. I played up to it because, a lot of people don't like Baron Corbin. I like Baron Corbin, but I played up to it on social media. But I'm not going to be a biased fan at all. If Baron Corbin actually gets this match at WrestleMania with Kurt Angle, that would be a tragedy. Kurt Angle, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, his last match is not even a star like a Finn Balor or a marquee match. It was this doesn't scream. This is the match that they should have had maybe like a few pay-per-views ago, but they didn't have it. And they did have this match actually on Monday Night Raw. Baron Corbin beat him with the Deep Six. So why have this match again at WrestleMania? So Kurt Angle could get his revenge? There wasn't even proper build-up. It's not like after he lost that match, it's not like they kept building on to that. This was just weird. And everybody knows Kurt Angle's last opponent should be John Cena. It should be John Cena. John Cena don't have no opponent. Now, a lot of people figured that with John Cena not being in this match, he was gonna be Samoa Joe's opponent. Well, now we know that Samoa Joe's opponent is Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. So where does John Cena go? Are we gonna even have John Cena? They might gonna have to call up good old big match John Cena because a lot of fans is not happy with this, including me, including a Baron Corbin fan. But this does not scream WrestleMania for me. This is not it. And I'm getting reports that WWE's looking to change their mind, change their opponent. And yes, and I hope that they do this because this is not how Kurt Angle should go out. I feel like Kurt Angle should have one more big time match. He hasn't had ever since Kurt Angle has been back, he hasn't had a real rivalry like that. So give him at least one more big match with big match John Cena before this is all said and done. I feel WWE needs to change this match, and I can speak for a lot of WWE universe, including Baron Corbin fans out there, that this is not the match that should go on WrestleMania. It needs to be John Cena versus Kurt Angle. The man that John Cena faced on his first night should be the in reverse. Kurt Angle should be going out, and his last opponent should be John Cena. That's how Kurt Angle's storybook career should end. And I feel like it should end with Kurt Angle going over. Now, after that, we go on to Sasha Banks and Bayley. Sasha Banks and Bayley. So we have them coming out there. They was talking about them going to SmackDown Live the next night, and it was going to be Iconic because the Iconics called them out last week. They called them out last week, and so they was going to appear on SmackDown. So Natty and Beth Phoenix come out. So Beth Phoenix is talking to Sasha, and Bayley is basically saying that, you know what, I was content for a while, just sitting behind the desk, watching everything unfold. But there was something about Nia to me that lit a fire, that awoken the dragon. That's what she said. And she was just saying like, what if, me and Natty, what if those titles was around when me and Natty was around back in the day, And they basically challenged them to a match at WrestleMania. So it actually is going to look like a fatal 4-way tag team match. But as far as Monday Night Raw, it was looking like Beth Phoenix and Natty challenging Sasha and Bayley. So Sasha and Natty got into a bit of an exchange, and they got into like a little brawl, a little mini brawl, and then Beth Phoenix picks up Sasha and just tosses her, man. And this, of course, leads to a match between Sasha and Natty. And that ends in disqualification when Nia Jax comes out, basically distracts the women, and Tamina comes out. This is the best that Tamina has ever looked in her entire career. She super kicks Sasha, that triggers the DQ. She super kicks Bayley, and she super kicks Beth Phoenix. So all three of the women's laid out. The only women that's standing up is Natty. And yeah, so it's looking like, as far as Monday Night Raw, it was going to be a triple threat. So the Samoan Slaughterhouse versus the Boston Hug Connection versus the Divas of Doom. So yeah, we have more details on that match when I talk about SmackDown Live. Yo, Mojo Rawley, my guy. I'm a big old Mojo Rawley fan. I love Mojo Rawley. And I know that's an unpopular opinion. A lot of people can't stand Mojo Rawley, but I like Mojo Rawley. Even when he was on the hype bros with Zack Ryder. You don't get hype, we stay hype, and I always would get hype once I see my man Mojo come out there, run back and forth, boom, boom, boom. I'm a Mojo guy, but I'm liking what they're doing. I just hope that when he does, when WWE does stop, put him back out in the ring, I want to see that aggressive side that he's been shown in these segments with him staring into the mirror. I want to see more from Mojo. I want to see that fire, and I was actually listening to the Wrestling Inc. podcast with Matt Morgan, and he was just saying that, the things that Mojo Rawley was actually saying in that promo, as far as him being frustrated, I have all the tools to be somebody, to be a force, and it's, he was just saying, like, when you're an athlete, those thoughts do go through your head when you're not living up to your potential. So this is a bit realistic. Mojo Rawley, a guy that played in the NFL, he played in the NFL, it's believable. He has this frustration. I want to see Mojo Rawley come out and just destroy people. I'm with it. Have Mojo Rawley as a good mid-card talent. I don't see him as main event, but have him in that mid-card. There's nothing wrong with being a mid-card guy, as long as you're being booked right. So, I love this. So, we have Jinder Mahal versus Ricochet. I mean, I'm not going to elaborate too much on this. Ricochet makes quick work of Jinder Mahal. And I don't know how I feel about this, because I feel like they could have easily got a jobber to win against Ricochet, because all this was doing was to showcase Ricochet's moveset. But, you have somebody like Jinder, somebody who was the WWE champion, just continuously go out there and just lose, man. I mean, just because the experiment was done, like, that don't mean, like, y'all got to disrespect Jinder. I mean, stop booking that man right. He was a WWE champion for a long bit of time. And now ever since he went back to Raw, he just went back to the spot he was on Raw before he went to SmackDown and became champion. I had mixed emotions on this, because these two men should not have went against each other. I feel like Ricochet should have went against a jobber. And, actually Jinder Mahal could have won against a jobber too. Like they did back in the day. Use jobbers more. If you want to showcase somebody's moveset, or you just want to start building somebody back up, or start building somebody, bring those jobbers out, those local talent, those local competitors, Ricochet wins with the 690, which was a beautiful move, but also scary at the same time, because I feel like one day he's going to come harder on his neck, man. And that's just, that's scary. So we move on to one of the best moments of the night, man. One of the best moments of the night. Brooke versus Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship. And this is the Ronda Rousey that should have been in WWE from day one. From day one. The shaking your hands, the go for your dreams, all for that. That Ronda Rousey? No. We don't want to see that Ronda. We want to see that Ronda that was in UFC, that talked trash, that didn't care what people thought about her. We wanted to see that Ronda Rousey. And we're finally getting it. And she had, this match was over. I don't even give it 15 seconds. Bell rang. Dana Brooke got a quick slap. Ronda Rousey hit her with a knee or like a kick or something. And she grabbed the armbar, quick tap out. And Ronda did not let go. And you just heard the scream in agony from Dana Brooke. Yo, I felt uncomfortable. And at that moment, it was just like, oh my God, like I'm legit scared of Ronda Rousey. So of course the security, security and the referee start to come out again, break up Ronda. And Ronda, she attacks one of I think the security or the refs, one of them. So I don't know, I guess she's gonna get fined again. So she proceeds to go out to her husband, Travis Browne, who was also an MMA fighter. Goes out there and they talking. Then one of the people grab Ronda. Ronda attacks this person and beats the holy hell out of him. And then another one tries to grab Ronda. Travis Browne grabs that guy and knocks him out. So Travis Browne being, even though they say he was banned, but I think with Ronda not caring, I feel like Ronda's just gonna bring him around anyway. You know? I feel like that's not the last time we will see Travis Browne in the WWE. And he attacks one of the security. Of course, that was not real security, local talent. And Ronda is just like, I dare you. I dare y'all to move. I dare y'all to come. Because y'all going to either get knocked out by me or my mans. That's basically what Ronda going to say. That's what she was saying. So Travis picks Ronda up over the barricade and they just walked out. I like this. And with the whole Ronda and Charlotte and Becky thing, there's been some good booking and there's been some bad booking. On Ronda's end, the booking has gotten better. As far as Charlotte and Becky, it has went in reverse. It hasn't been improving. It has sucked. And I'll get to that when I talk about that sucky segment on SmackDown. But this is good because adding Travis Browne, it adds another layer to the Ronda Rousey heel character. Who is a man can't stop her because she got a husband. Well, she's beating up dudes and she's beating up girls. So Ronda Rousey can take up both genders. And if you even trying to get past Ronda, you got a big grizzly Eric Rowan looking husband. So it's I think this is good. And I feel like this is early prediction. As of now, I have Ronda Rousey retaining at WrestleMania. Because she has some new momentum, and it's just like, why stop it now at WrestleMania? It's 2 weeks away. Why stop the momentum now? I have Ronda Rousey winning at WrestleMania. That's my early prediction. So that was a nice little segment. That was one of my favorite. That was the best segment of the night for me. So yeah, I like that. So as far as the next segment, we have Apollo Crews versus Baron Corbin. Okay. Right? So Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews, who had lost to Kurt Angle last week, beats Baron Corbin with a roll-up. He reversed the end of days, and that was it. Roll-up city, and there you go. So this is your opponent, Kurt Angle. This is the opponent that you give Kurt Angle at WrestleMania, and he can't beat Apollo Crews. No shade to Apollo Crews. I feel like Apollo Crews should be getting booked better, but he's been booked to crap. And you trying to build Baron Corbin to be this credible threat to Kurt Angle at WrestleMania, and you just have him lose to a roll-up by Apollo Crews. I was not a fan of this booking at all. It just adds to the more dreadful storyline of Kurt Angle's farewell match. Because this guy is not even looking like a threat. It's not even like he lost to the guy's finisher. He lost to a roll-up. A simplistic roll-up, an easy roll-up at that. So I was not a fan of this. This sucked. Batista appears via satellite. He has an interview with Michael Cole. So basically, Batista, he's in full-on actor's mode. Let me tell you this. You can tell Batista read a few monologues and stuff, man. He was in full-on acting Batista mode here. And so he appears via satellite. Basically, started with some vague answers. Michael Cole was asking, what's going on with you? Why'd you do what you did? Just to Triple H. Saying, he just doesn't like the guy and just want to have one last match with him. And just go on to say that Triple H used him You know, he just uses people just to get ahead. He used me as the muscle in evolution, and he just continuously uses people, and he's just sick of it. So, he go on to blaming Triple H for him leaving WWE because Michael Cole just saying that, you know, Triple H said that you quit. And, you know, he's tired of giving you opportunities and you just walk out of the company and you just quit. And Batista was just like, you know, stop saying I quit. I didn't quit. Actually, Batista, you did twice. And we have full-on evidence with you saying, I quit. And you actually said it 3 times. You said it to John Cena. You said it the next night when you was in the wheelchair. And then you said it after the Shield beat the Evolution after, I think that was Payback. So you said it 3 times. You have quit the company, Batista, 2 times. And so he was just, I don't know. I just felt like they could have put more detail into this because before Triple H left, before Batista left to film the first Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, Batista wanted to use that in his storyline. He wanted to come back as a heel, and I do believe wanted to use the Guardians of the Galaxy. He wanted to be Hollywood Batista. I think that was something like that. And long story short, when he wanted to use the whole Guardians of the Galaxy thing, they laughed at them. The suit and ties backstage, Triple H and them basically said that, you know, Batista, that movie wasn't going to go that far. And then the joke came back on them because look where Guardians of the Galaxy went. One of the biggest Marvel movies of all time, you know? So they could have used more into that, just basically saying that Triple H did not have faith in me, you know, as far as the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and didn't have faith in me as an actor. And also, when I tried to call and I tried to talk to Triple H about having this last match, he ignored me. He just repeatedly ignored me. That would have been way more effective than this crap that they got now. I was not a fan of this segment. I mean, it was slow, it was boring, but he says he wants to end Triple H's career. I don't think that's going to happen, of course, but that's pretty much the storyline. Batista wants to destroy Triple H and his career. We go on to Drew McIntyre. He challenges Roman Reigns to a fight at WrestleMania. Now we figured that this is where it's going to go. I would pull the upset. I would have Drew McIntyre beat Roman Reigns. I would have Drew McIntyre beat Roman Reigns. When Roman Reigns goes for a spear, hit him with a Claymore kick. Actually hit him with 2 Claymore kicks and take Roman Reigns out. I would pull the upset off. Roman Reigns can bounce back from a loss at WrestleMania, right? Drew McIntyre, he needs to be built more, okay? He needs some credible wins, some credible clean wins. I feel like him beating Roman Reigns at WrestleMania is what needs to be done, okay? So we move on to the actual match between Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. That's been done about 15 times, but this was a solid match. This was a okay match. This wasn't. I don't think it was boring. I think they hit their spots. I thought it was a decent match to watch, but it ends, of course, with Brock Lesnar coming out, distracting Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins getting a hit with a Claymore kick, and 1, 2, 3, Drew McIntyre beat Seth Rollins. And I feel like if they had to do this match, I guess it's the best way to do this because Seth Rollins couldn't lose clean. Drew McIntyre couldn't lose clean because they had to build towards their match. But the distraction helping out Drew helps out both storylines, you know, keep safe face for both characters. So that's what I feel about that. And we'll see what this storyline goes in the future. Just continuously build this the Seth Rollins Brock Lesnar match because they really didn't sell me on the actual match yet. Of course, we just want Brock Lesnar to lose because we want the title to be back on Raw, and Seth Rollins, we want him with that championship finally. So I just feel like the actual match, I feel like the build-up's been suckish. They need a brawl or something. We need something, you know, to like get us more invested. SmackDown Live. We have SmackDown Live, and we have promo with The Miz. Miz gave a passionate promo, just talking about Shane McMahon and just saying what he's going to do to him. Just basically saying like what he has been through in order to get where he has, you know, him earning the respect, his blood, sweat, and tears, and, you know, making it from the real world, people not taking him seriously, and just going to like WWE champion up until now, just like him just giving that heartfelt promo and just saying how he was just betrayed by Shane McMahon, you know. I feel like this is good. Miz has always been dynamite on the mic, and I'm loving him as a face. I'm loving Miz as a face. I had no problem with his face run before a few years ago. I had no problem with it. But a lot of people grew tired of it. They want him to turn heel, and they did. But this was a great promo, and you didn't need Shane to come out there because Shane said his piece last week. You didn't need Shane to come out. But I do expect somehow, some way, maybe Shane attacks Miz next week or something to continuously build this match. But I like where this build is going. I think that Shane is going to win the match at WrestleMania. I don't think Miz is going to win. Shane needs a big-time one-on-one win at WrestleMania because he loses a lot one-on-one in his big matches. So that's what I got to say about that. But I'm liking the build towards this. I have no complaints. Sasha Banks and the Iconics. Now, I said earlier that, Sasha Banks and Bayley was going to be on SmackDown to respond to the Iconics, their challenge last week that they made. And the Iconics beat Sasha and Bayley simplistically, pretty easy. Now, a lot of people are going to say that, no, they did a little distraction. But Sasha Banks was an idiot in this match. Bayley gets taken out outside the ring. Why are you so concerned with what's going on outside the ring? Bayley gets taken out by Billie Kay, a big boot, and that takes her out. Sasha Banks is in the ring. She gets rolled up by Peyton Royce. I don't know. I think Billie Kay might have held her hand, but it was a pretty easy pin, to be honest. It didn't even look that Sasha Banks could have got out of it. So there you go. Your tag team champions of the women loses, simplistically, to the Iconics, who's been looking like jokes these past few months. But I don't know. Guess they're going to get inserted into the match at WrestleMania. So it's going to be looking like this is going to be a fatal four-way match, like I said earlier. The Boston Hug Connection, the Samoan Slaughterhouse, the Divas of Doom, and the Iconics. I don't know who's going to win this match, to be honest. Maybe they're going to pull off an upset. Maybe they have Tamina and Nia, because I do think that Tamina and Nia is going to somehow get these championships. Probably going to do it at WrestleMania, but I think that they're going to get their title for some way. If they don't get it at Mania, they're going to get it after. I think that they're going to be the next tag team titles holders, Nia and Tamina. But I feel like, in my opinion, this should not be a multi-team match. I think it should be Sasha and Bayley versus Natty and Beth Phoenix. That's how I feel. And it's, WWE with these multi-whatever matches, these multi-man, these multi-women, these multi-team matches. It just shows that WWE, they have all this talent and they just don't know what to exactly do with it. It's rumored that WrestleMania is supposed to have like 17 matches. And, the majority of these matches is probably going to be like multi-whatever matches. We have the Battle Royal. We have Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte. We have this team match. We're going to get the ladder match somehow, some way. I feel like, we have the other tag team titles. We don't know where the Raw tag team title is going to go. I'm praying that they keep the Hardys and Thuggles, oh man, I'm Thuggles, or Jimmy Thug, J Thug, down since day one, it's that, it's me. I hope they keep that match actually the two teams, because I just want to see that dream match go. Maybe they get the ladder match. But WrestleMania got to get that ladder match. If you're going to do the ladder match, I would put those teams in the ladder match, but that's here on there. But I feel like as far as the women's tag team titles, it should be Sasha and Bayley versus Beth and Natty. Two teams, one-on-one. The best of the past, the best of today, the future. Basic. You don't have to do no crazy story. That's how you build it. So we'll see going into the future. So we had a promo with Rey Mysterio, and he brought his son Dominic. Now, at this moment, I felt old as hell because Dominic is huge. Well, of course, he looks huge standing next to his father. Last time we saw Dominic was 2005 when he had that storyline with Eddie Guerrero, the custody of Dominic, the whole ladder match with the contract, custody of Dominic thing, right? Dominic was a little kid. Rey Mysterio was actually had to crouch down and hold Dominic then. To see Dominic towering over his father is crazy, man. That just showed, man, I'm old, man. I'm old. But Dominic, he got that wrestling in his blood. Maybe WWE's trying to reintroduce him to the audience. I don't know how old is he. I don't know if I know he's been training with his father. I don't know if he's able to wrestle yet. But you know Dominic is going to somehow, some way show up on WWE television. And probably be in NXT or whatever. Now, I am interested. I am interested because he gets to learn from one of the greatest of all time, Rey Mysterio, his father. And he's blessed. So the story of this was Rey Mysterio announcing his match with Samoa Joe at WrestleMania for the U.S. title. And I like this because this is one-on-one. And if we're not going to get John Cena, I guess a Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe match would be the next best thing. I would have loved to see Andrade versus Rey Mysterio for the title. I wanted one of them to get the title and then feud for it. But Samoa Joe, hey, I'm with Samoa Joe being the champion, so I'm not going to complain about that. This should be a great match. This should be interesting. If they give them at least 15 to 20 minutes, they can do some stuff in that ring. They can do some stuff in that ring, man. Make some magic happen. The Kevin Owens show. The Kevin Owens show. KO is back. It's WrestleMania season. I don't want to see Kevin Owens in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't want to see him in that. But he doesn't have no storyline. He doesn't have anything. So where does KO go from here? Where's his WrestleMania plans? You know, with 2 weeks, 2 more shows away. 2 more shows, 2 more SmackDowns away. Then the next show after that will be WrestleMania. WrestleMania is hitting the airwaves. So what do you have for Kevin Owens? So we shall see in these next 2 weeks. The Kevin Owens show. Kevin Owens has Becky, Lynch, and Charlotte. He has both of them come out there. He instigates the brawl between those two. And long story short, they start fighting. They start beating up each other. Both of them had the advantage over each other at one point. But it was just like, no, it didn't come off right. This came off forced. It's just like, why are you beating up each other? Why don't y'all try to static with Ronda Rousey? Why y'all didn't pull up on Raw? And then like all of a sudden, and this is where it just got really forced. Now Becky and Charlotte wants to start taking out security and referees and stuff. Like, come on, man. Come on, bruh. That was so fake and forced. I don't want to say fake. I said the F word. Ooh. But it was just so forced. It was so forced. It didn't come off real. You know, with Ronda Rousey, it comes off real because she comes off as a legit badass. So it's just like, you can believe it with Ronda, but how they doing it with Becky and Charlotte, it's just like, no. Doesn't come off right. So another thing with this Becky Lynch thing, she's still hobbling. Becky Lynch, WWE, kill the injury. Kill it. Kill the injury. She's okay. And didn't Triple H and Stephanie come out saying that she wasn't even that hurt from the beginning? When Becky Lynch was first coming out with the crutch, didn't they come out saying that, oh yeah, she wasn't even that hurt? Come on, bruh. This injury's been annoying. I'm praying to the heavens above that Becky Lynch does not come out hobbling during WrestleMania, because I will go off. She better be walking straight. I need a 100% Becky Lynch going into WrestleMania, because this knee injury, whatever it was, is ridiculous. It's annoying. It's been annoying, but this is just retarded at this point. Her coming out still hobbling. Oh my God, cheese on bread. So, going to an AJ Styles promo. He's basically hyping his match for WrestleMania with Randy Orton. And this match can go both ways. If they give both men the right time, I feel like they can really put on a decent match. I feel like their match will probably go 10 to 15 minutes. I don't think it's going to 20 minutes. I think ranges from to 10 to 15 minutes, AJ Styles and Randy Orton. Because this is not a big marquee match. He has a decent storyline behind it. But I feel like they're going to at least give these men 10 to 15 minutes and they're going to tear it down. The main event. Well, actually, no. Before I get to the main event. Daniel Bryan comes out with a promo of his own in the ring. Talking about Kofi Kingston. He doesn't deserve the opportunity. He hasn't done nothing. All that hoorah stuff. And basically calling him a B-plus player, because you remember back in the day when, of course, when Daniel Bryan had the little storyline with the Authority, they kept calling him a B-plus player. But it's weird to see Daniel Bryan calling somebody else a B-plus player. Does the B stand for black? I don't know. But it's weird because Big E did a promo, and you know what? I'm gonna get to Big E's promo actually after after I talk about this gauntlet. So Kofi Kingston's gauntlet, of course, that he wasn't expected to win, but in storyline by Vince McMahon. So he fights Sheamus. Now this was the most energized that Kofi Kingston was. Sheamus took Kofi Kingston to the limit, basically took out the majority of his energy. And this was, he beat Sheamus simplistically with a Trouble in Paradise. And the thing that told the story was that first match, it exhausted Kofi. It was like, how is Kofi Kingston going to beat 4 more men after this, you know? But somehow Kofi Kingston just kept going and going. So after he beat Sheamus with the Trouble in Paradise, he faced Cesaro. And this was pretty physical. Cesaro gets in there and just, you know, Cesaro ain't no slouch, hitting uppercuts and all that stuff. And it was pretty physical. So you get to wonder in your head, how is Kofi Kingston going to survive after this? You know, because he beats Cesaro with the SOS. Okay? Somehow, some way. Beats him with the SOS. Rowan comes out and just beats up Kofi Kingston and gets DQ'd. This match this wasn't even really a match to begin with. This was just a beatdown. This was just a one-sided beatdown. He gets DQ'd on purpose, destroys Kofi Kingston, and claw slams him through the announcer's table. Now, you get to wonder, how is Kofi Kingston going to survive Samoa Joe? Samoa Joe comes out. Samoa Joe beats up Kofi Kingston, right? So that's 4 men that he already went through. Kofi Kingston wins with a roll-up. He beats Samoa Joe with the roll-up. Now, this is showing some desperation from Kofi Kingston because he's using that roll-up. He's using that move. And it's just like, okay, wow. Kofi Kingston might do it. He might do it. But then you realize he has Randy Orton, right? Randy Orton comes out. Now, Randy Orton's beating up Kofi Kingston, and it's just like, come on, Kofi. You got it. You got it. One more. All we need is one more. And everybody in the back, they're showing everybody, you know, the New Day, the Usos, Nikki Cross. I don't know. That was weird. All of them was back there cheering for Kofi Kingston. It's like everybody is just behind Kofi Kingston. We need you to just pull this out, Kofi. We're behind you. We're behind you. We're behind you. Kofi Kingston rolls up Randy Orton. 1, 2, 3. Kofi Kingston beat The Bar, Eric Rowan, Samoa Joe, and Randy Orton in the same night. So the New Day comes out and they run. They jump in the ring. They celebrating with Kofi Kingston. And the next thing you know, Vince comes out. Congratulations, Kofi Kingston. You're going to WrestleMania. Then everybody's like, yeah, you know, Kofi did it, you know, whatever. Yeah, right. Vince McMahon hit us with a yeet of his own because he was like, nuh-uh, you're going to WrestleMania after you beat your next opponent. And of course, Daniel Bryan comes out. And for a moment, we thought that Kofi Kingston was going to beat Daniel Bryan and earn that spot. But then it was just too much for Kofi Kingston. He went through too many men, too much of the assault, the physical damage, and Daniel Bryan finishes him off with the knee. And you just see that the energy was sucked out of the entire arena, man. It just sucks. It just sucks. But I liked what WWE's doing because everybody knows that Kofi Kingston's gonna get this match at WrestleMania. I mean, we're like 2 weeks away. You're gonna find another opponent for Daniel Bryan 2 weeks away from WrestleMania. Kofi Kingston's getting this match. And I saw a lot of people complaining online saying that, oh, this is crap, that why are they gonna do this to Kofi Kingston? Relax, people, relax. He's gonna get in the match. WWE, they're just playing with our heads. And I love it. I love it. This is storytelling. This has been one of the best stories that WWE has done within the last few months. I mean, for a few years, I mean. This is one of the best built storylines because it's organic, it's fresh, it's something that we didn't expect to happen. More storylines like this needs to happen more because This is something special that we're witnessing. And I'm praying to the heavens that Kofi Kingston win this match. So you're wondering, right? You know, Kofi Kingston went through all these guys. What can Kofi Kingston and them do in order to get Kofi Kingston in this match? What can they do? And this is my thing that the New Day should do, and I think that this is what they're going to do. What if the New Day occupies SmackDown? What if the New Day get a whole bunch of people, the same way Daniel Bryan got a whole bunch of people from that Yes Movement in the ring, a whole bunch of people with the pancakes and all that stuff, saying that, Vince, we're not going nowhere. You see this? This is KofiMania. People want to see it. People want to see Daniel Bryan fighting Kofi Kingston for the WWE title. This is the match that everybody wants to see. Occupy SmackDown. Fill the whole ring. I feel like SmackDown should start off that way. We come on the air with people out of the WWE universe just in the ring. Just in the ring. In the ring already. Just come on the air that way. Just the ring filled with so much fans just saying that we're not going nowhere. The show is not going to start until you give Kofi Kingston the match that he deserves at WrestleMania. All they have to do is occupy SmackDown, because if they do matches, Vince is going to continuously throw people out there to Kofi Kingston to prevent him from winning. The only way to do this the right way is to occupy SmackDown. That's my thing. That's my theory. That is the perfect way to get Kofi Kingston in this match. This is a fun way to do it. It's a spinoff, because you remember back in the day when Stone Cold had the whole beer truck thing. Kurt Angle came back a couple years ago and did the milk truck thing on Stone Cold Steve Austin. So this is a different twist on the whole Occupy Raw thing. But this time it's going to be occupying SmackDown. And the crazy thing is they're going to be occupying for a match between Daniel Bryan. So this somehow, some way still involves Daniel Bryan. I feel like the New Day is going to occupy SmackDown next week, or that last week leading into WrestleMania. Occupy SmackDown is coming. That's my prediction. If they don't do that, WWE, you're missing out on a great opportunity right here to do something special, to create a memorable moment in SmackDown history. And before I go, I want to talk about this Big E promo. So Big E, who's been the dark horse in this whole entire feud, because I love Big E when he got on the mic these past few weeks, is basically saying how Kofi's been getting cheated and everything. And I just love the passion from Big E in this whole thing. And he was just basically saying that he recorded on his phone. He put it up on, I think, his social media. I saw it on somebody else's account, but it looked like he might have put it on his account or whatever. Just basically saying, like, he just, it's just like people like us, African Americans, we try so hard in this business. We give it our all. We're there. We make so many sacrifices, and we were told that if we're work hard, we're gonna be successful in life. We're going to we're gonna get what we want. We're gonna reach our goals. We're gonna achieve our dreams. We're gonna do all this stuff. And he just realized that, people like us don't get that far because we always get held down by the system. This is exactly what they're showing with Kofi Kingston. And it's kind of interesting because they're including racism in this. And it's kind of interesting what they're going to see going forward with this. Are they going to include this in the segments next week or not? But I feel like that they should play on this because this is some real life stuff, and a lot of people can actually relate to this. So I feel like is this whole Kofi Kingston thing is something special. This is the match that I want to see the most at WrestleMania. Along if they do the Usos and Jeff Hardy and Matt, those will be the two matches. But this is the match that I want to see the most because this is something that happened organically, naturally. This is something that everybody wants to see. I want to see, and I know these two men will tear it down at WrestleMania. This is the match that I want to see the most. This is my main event. Regardless on what spot this match is in, this is my main event of WrestleMania. Right? And with that being said, before I end the show, I would like to say that next week, I won't be doing the show because your boy will be on spring break. You know, I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to be on spring break, so I won't be at the school to record the show. What I will be back in 2 weeks for WrestleMania build-up. WrestleMania predictions, NXT TakeOver predictions, Hall of Fame. You know, Hall of Fame is coming up. We got a lot of stuff going into WrestleMania week, and that's when I will return. So, if you love episode 5 of Not Your Average Wrestling Podcast hosted by your boy, I said that so wrong. Hosted by your boy, the Wildcat J. Troy. I appreciate y'all hitting it with a thumbs up on YouTube. Show a brother some love, man. And until the next one, your boy is signing out.